Today, we're going to be doing a side-by-side comparison between the Insta360 Go 3 and the DJI Osmo Action 4 to determine which action camera is worth buying. Spoiler alert, both these cameras have impressive image quality, versatility, and battery life. However, there are a few key differences between these things that make them very different cameras. Each of them shine in different areas and excel at different things. So which of these cameras should you get? Well, I hope this video will help you decide. First, let's talk about the design of these two cameras. The Osmo Action 4 is more of a traditional action camera similar to a GoPro, whereas the Go 3 is a much different kind of action camera. The thing that I like most about both of these cameras is that they each use a similar magnetic latching system. This magnetically mounts the camera securely and allows them to easily be removed whenever they need to be. Another thing that I like about both these cameras are the touchscreens. Both of them have fairly large responsive touchscreens that make them super easy to navigate the menu system, change settings, and see what you're filming. Both of these cameras are also fully waterproof. However, when the Go 3 is in its action pod, it's only splash proof, so you can't take it with you for a swim. I will say the Go 3 is the more interesting camera of the two design-wise. It tries something different that hasn't been done before, and it works really well. Where I'll give the Go 3 the first nod in this comparison is in its versatility. It is simply untouchable. You can use the included magnetic pendant to wear it for amazing POV shots, snap it directly onto your car, and even bring it and mount it underwater. This little camera can go where no other camera can, and that includes the Osmo Action 4. If you want a camera that you can mount literally anywhere, the Go 3 is gonna be the way to go. Don't get me wrong, the Action 4 is versatile too, with easy horizontal and vertical mounting, but it's just not on the same level. No other camera is. Next, let's compare the image quality. As you've been seeing throughout this video, both of these cameras produce excellent results. However, I'm gonna say the Osmo Action 4 wins here. The footage just looks all around better. It's sharper, more detailed, and the colors look more natural. Part of the reason for this is that it has a larger sensor which captures more light, and it also has higher resolution video. The Go 3 tops out at 2.7K 30 frames per second, whereas the Action 4 tops out at 4K 120 frames per second. What's neat about the Osmo Action 4 is that it features a D-Log-M color profile, giving you a ton of flexibility when color grading your footage. The standard color profile looks great and all, but you're gonna get the most out of this camera shooting D-Log-M. For this comparison, I had both of these cameras side by side on a mini tripod rig that I put together, set them both on the standard color preset, and went for a stroll around the city. I walked around the Hudson Yards in New York, I took them both around Toy Fair, which I was going to at the time, and I just did some random filming while I was walking around. Some of the shots that you're seeing are using the standard stabilization set on both cameras, and other shots that you're seeing have the stabilization set to high. You may notice the difference here and there, but one thing is for certain, both cameras do an excellent job keeping your footage smooth and stable. Another thing worth noting is that the Go 3 does get pretty warm when you use it, and the Action 4 doesn't. I've never had either one of these cameras overheat on me, but the DJI seems to run cooler, even when the temperature is hot outside, which is pretty nice. This, of course, also has an impact on battery life. Power efficiency on the Osmo Action 4 is outstanding. I am consistently impressed that I'm able to get well over 2 hours worth of record time per battery. That is unbelievably good, and the plus side is that you can easily swap out the batteries when you need to. That's something you can't do with the Go 3. With that one, you're gonna get about 45 minutes of record time from the battery built into the Go 3 itself, and with the Action Pod, you'll get over 2 hours as well. Battery life here is solid too, but your versatility gets severely limited, and you can't swap batteries when you're in a pinch. For image quality and battery life, the Osmo Action 4 wins. For stabilization, I would say it's a tie. If you're filming strictly for social media, the Go 3 is more than good enough, but for anything else, the Action 4 is where it's at. And lastly, let's talk about audio quality. How are the microphones on both of these cameras? Well, you're actually hearing both of them in action right now. I tested these two cameras individually and they sounded really good. So like you guys, I am curious to see how these cameras sound side by side and which of the two sounds better. One of the things worth noting is that the Osmo Action 4 can use external microphones, whereas the Insta360 Go 3 cannot. So that might be a deal breaker for some who are leaning towards the Insta360 Go 3. Regardless of which one you are using though, you're getting a solid set of built-in microphones that really might be all that you need. For most use cases, I think they're going to be great. So if I could only choose one of these cameras based on the work that I do, I think it would be the Osmo Osmo Action 4 here. Don't get me wrong, I love all the things that you can do with the Go 3, it's just that the Osmo Action 4 better suits the work that I do. I love showcasing my travels and adventures with as much detail and with as minimal gear as possible, and this little camera allows me to do those things. I just pop it onto my little Ulanzi extendable tripod right here, and I am good to go. I also recently got a little PGY tech cage for it, which makes it even more rugged, gives you access to all the ports, and makes it super easy to magnetically mount the camera either horizontally or vertically. The Action 4 is the camera that I would personally choose between the two. However, you may have different needs, and you may find the Go 3 here to better suit those needs. At the end of the day though, you can't go wrong with the Go 3 or the Osmo Action 4. Which of these cameras you get though should ultimately come down to personal preference, how you're going to be shooting, and what you're going to be using the camera for. If you want ultimate versatility, it is hard to deny how amazing the Go 3 is at it. It is simply untouchable. You can mount this camera literally anywhere that you can think of to capture unique footage. That is simply not possible with other cameras, the Action 4 included. On the flip side, if you want higher resolution video, more professional settings and color options, longer battery life, and a solid amount of versatility, the Osmo Action 4 is going to be the camera for you. Either way you decide to go though, my biggest recommendation would be to just get out there and hit record. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. So that's about all I got for this video, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did and you liked what you saw, you know the drill. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button because it always helps out the channel. Also, don't forget to follow Raymond Strazdas on Twitter or X. I really don't like saying that, and Instagram for so much more. Until the next one, I will catch you guys later. Peace!